Yes, the title of this episode is correct. True Life, I Quit My Job. Hey, this is Rana, your Chief Dream Driver, and welcome to the No Parking Podcast, where through conversations and discussions with creators like yourself, we'll find interesting approaches to help you take your dreams out of park, put them in drive, and ride towards success. Hey, Dream Drivers. Welcome to episode 172 of the Dreams and Drive podcast. This episode is a surprise pop-up episode. I had not originally planned to do this one as of yet, but I felt like it was the right time, and I felt like I really need to tell you guys about this huge announcement in my life. So before we get into the episode, as always, if you are not already following us on social, please make sure to follow us. We are Dreams and Drive across the board, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I love when you guys use the hashtag. I love when you guys are posting about this episode in your Instagram stories. So if you feel inspired, if you feel like this episode can help somebody else who may be in a similar situation or who may, be thinking about quitting their job or whatever, if you just felt like it resonated with you in some way, please share it with a friend. And if this is your first time listening, I hope you enjoy. And I also hope that you are subscribed to us. So wherever you're listening, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you get notifications every time we have a new episode. So at the end of August, I quit my job. And it's funny because I'm going to take you guys back to a moment. I want to say, was it June when I went to Podcast Movement? I think it was June when I was at Podcast Movement, maybe July. I don't remember. But I remember, I had a room with Dr. Joy of Therapy for Black Girls and Art Steele. And we were just talking and she was like, Raina, like, what do you do? You're like Tommy from Martin, right? Like, what do you do? Because everyone knows, I think it's really been part of my narrative that I have a 9-to-5. So I worked in e-commerce at an e-commerce fulfillment center in their marketing and sales department. So that's what I have been doing for the past 4 years, really honing in on my marketing and sales expertise and also learning about how these big e-commerce companies are growing their brands and what the future of logistics was, right? So when you think about Dreams and Drive, it's not necessarily aligned with Dreams and Drive, but it was helping me learn skills that were helping me or that I know can help me later on down the road. Whatever. It was my 9-to-5. It was my job. It was providing me healthcare. It was like the stability in, as you guys know, the entrepreneurial world can be very unstable. So why did I quit? So there were multiple reasons why I quit, but I think at the end of the day, I was just ready to really put my efforts into making my purpose and making my message bigger. Dreams and Drive has been something I felt I was called to do for a while now. Since graduating from college, I always had these big ideas and dreams about what I thought my life would be. And sometimes when opportunities come your way, you can get kind of sidetracked, but it can be a good sidetrack, right? I learned so much from this company, but I just really felt like at the time that this is not aligned with my future goals and with what, where I know I'm supposed to be in life. And also I just think that the circumstances, it was just time for me to leave. And as I mentioned in another episode, I kind of was getting signs that other people may have been wanting me to level up or just to, to change my reality. Sometimes when life gives you onions, you have to make stew while crying. And that's legit how I felt. It was a situation that I probably didn't really plan for 100%. Something happened. I had to respond to it. And I had to make a decision. And so I made that stew even though I was crying. I think a lot of times in our lives, there are going to be things that you're going to have to face the situation that you're given, and you're going to have to figure out how you can make it through. So how do I feel about it now? How do I feel about this decision that I made? Do I regret it? I don't regret it, right? All I know is I was so nervous and so scared and still kind of am a little bit nervous, but I always think to myself, you know what, through this fear that I'm feeling right now, blessings are coming. There are things that I am happy that I do have, right? Although the decision to quit my job was a bit sudden, I'm so happy that I am a super saver. So thank goodness for savings. Thanks that, I am financially and fiscally responsible. So, the money thing isn't really the issue now. I think it's just more so what's next, right? What is next? I'm so grateful about all the support that I've gotten for the people that I have told. I feel like some people kind of were like waiting for me to do this, and I haven't received any negative support, even from my parents, who I thought would be like so disappointed. They were just like, we always knew that you were your own spirit, and that, you'll figure things out. You'll figure it out. You just have to put in the work. The only person that I'm kind of nervous about telling is my grandma. I don't know if she could handle it, but this has just been a time for me to really, I see this time as freedom and possibility, right? A lot of times when you are working, when you are not say cooped up in the 9-to-5 lifestyle, but it can really hinder your ability to be creative, to be free. And there's so many things and opportunities that are opening up for me now that I just have the time to do things, the time to think, the time not to be stressed about what it is that I want to do. Like, for example, even just small things such as like cooking. You guys know, if you know me personally, I'm like a YouTube cooker. Like, I love watching YouTube videos of people cooking, and I made rice and peas for the first time this past week. I mean, I'm a bad Jamaican. Yes, I should probably know how to make rice and peas, but there's just so much things. I make guacamole with tostones, and earlier in the month, I went to LA, and I just really got to do things and realize that I have a blank slate now, and I can really create the life that I want for myself. But at the same time, I'm definitely learning that it's going to be so important for me to have a schedule, so important for me to really, really start living my days purposefully. With freedom comes great work and comes great responsibility. I am going to really, really have to start being intentional about so many things that I may not have been intentional about before. Like, even when it comes to my budget, right? I'm going to have to really be able to stick to a budget when it comes to just how I spend my time, who I'm spending my time with, all the things that I'm ingesting. It's really, really, this whole decision has made me so much aware of how much intention really is going to matter for my future. So I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm so excited. I think at the end of the day, that's what's really, really welling up in my heart, is this excitement. So I haven't made like distinct decisions about whether I'll find another 9-to-5 eventually, whether Dreams and Drive will be full-time forever. I think the future is kind of unknown for me in that aspect, but what I do know is I'm not going to settle. So what's next? To be honest, I'm figuring that out. I didn't quit with this big plan. I didn't quit with, a 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plan. I really just quit with knowing that I'm going to LA in September, and whatever happens there, whatever inspiration I get, I'm so free to move. And to be honest, if you haven't noticed about me, I'm not saying I can be uptight, but I'm very meticulous, and I can be anal about my structure and my plan. And I always want to know what's next. So this is one of the first times in my life where I really don't know what's next, and I have no real control. I mean, I can control what I do, but I don't have a bigger control, right? And I am ultimately in a place where I am going to be tested. I am going to learn so much about myself. I am really going to see if all this stuff that I've been learning over the years from the guests and just learning from myself, and, all that has really been put into who I am over these past few years. What is going to bloom from that, right? There's all these seeds that have been planted, and I'm really at this place now where I am free to bloom, and I am so, so excited. I know I've been saying the word excited for half of this episode, but I really am. So how can you help me? So I am just so grateful for all the support that I have already gotten, but I have a list of specific things that I really believe that you dream drivers and my overall larger support system network can help me with. Number one, buy stuff, right? If you want a Dreams and Drive t-shirt, get it. I am lazy, and I still have not taken the items off of sale on my website. So the sale is still going on. You can get a t-shirt for $10. You can get a crew neck sweatshirt for $20 and a Dreams and Drive hoodie for $25. Please really help a sister out. I know my parents are tired of seeing these boxes in their attic, and I just really want to sell through this inventory so that I can start afresh and really think about what the next round of merchandise is going to be. So get something, please. Please. That's dreamsanddrive.com/shop. If you want to sign up for a consultation or strategy session with me, book it, right? Dreamsanddrive.com/shop is my shop. Dreamsanddrive.com/book is where you can book different strategy sessions with me. Tell people about the show. Like, my goal right now is to just hustle for Dreams and Drive. So I need you guys to help me with that. Recommend the show. Recommend this episode. I'm telling you, when you share things with other people, when you leave reviews on Apple Podcasts, it helps so much. If you think I could be part of your team in some capacity, I'm open to having conversations, right? Like, it may not be the right fit. We may not work, but at least we can build a relationship. I am so open to talking to people who think there are mutual synergies between what we're doing. So let's make it happen. I understand the world of podcasting. I understand the world of marketing. I understand the world of branding. I understand the world of relationship building events. If any of that piques your interest in some way, please holla at $1. If you're interested in sponsoring or advertising on the show, please hit me up. I have episodes available till the end of the year. I have small business packages available. I have different episodes, partnership packages available. Hit me up, Rana at dreamsanddrive.com. I'm looking to feature brands that I think will speak to the Dream Driver audience, that will help the Dream Driver audience. And if you think you know of a brand, or you are a brand that wants to get your word out on the show, please email me, DM me, message me, whatever you do. Get in contact with me. If you're a photographer, if you're a creator, if you want to work with some projects, please hit me up. I am really just open to seeing what's going to come of this. If you know of any possible hosting or moderating gigs, so this past summer I hosted a panel for Lemons to Lemonade, Brittany Oliver, and then just this week I hosted a panel or moderated a panel with Damon Young and Panama Jackson of Very Smart Brothers at Princeton University, and it was so fun. I love being behind the mic. I love guiding conversations. So if you know of somebody who needs that, or if your organization or brand is looking for someone to come in and speak, whether it's with students, whether it's with employers, whether it's, for a publicly broadcasted event, I am so open to doing that. I want to get my name out there. I want to test myself. I want to get more experience. So please recommend me. If you know of any dope guests who you think should be on the show, you can always email me or pitch them at dreamsanddrive.com/pitch. There are some logistical things that I'm trying to work through, such as like healthcare options and figuring that out. So if you know of any resources that you think would be helpful, please message me as well. And then finally, I'm I'm trying so hard. I really need to. This has been such a challenge for me, but event venues and meetups. I want to host some meetups this fall, just because I had the time, and I feel like I've been making them too difficult. They can be really simple happy hour meetups, whatever. So if you know of somebody who has a dope space, or if you're a business owner with a dope space and you wouldn't mind collaborating, please message me, guys. And lastly, the best way you can help me is if you continue to put your dreams in drive. I had this conversation with Rich Keller, who's one of my coaches, and he was just like, Raina, like, you have to know if this is what you really want and how committed you are to your purpose. What's your purpose? What's your vision statement? I know I really enjoy helping others see possibilities, helping others believe in themselves. So the best thing you can do to support me is to continue to believe in yourself. I'm going to take you guys on this journey of what's going to happen now that I quit my job, right? In 2 weeks, I may have an update. Maybe not. In a month, I may have an update. Who knows, right? I'm going to say this, and I've been using this quote, I think, ever since she said it, episode 20, Alori Swank, jump and build your wings on the way down. Because sometimes when you're forced to jump, you're forced to level up. And if you guys go back a few episodes where I talked about leveling up, I think that was the power episode. You'll remember that I talked about how there's some stuff going on that's really forcing me to level up, whatever. So that was a little precursor to what eventually ended up happening. There's so much possibility now. I'm so excited that I'm happy everything has happened the way that it has. So I don't have it figured all out, but I can't tell you all to be dream driving when I'm complacent with being in park, reverse, or neutral, right? I want to be honest with you and transparent that this is hard. And you know what? I don't have it all figured out, but I just want to be honest with you guys about what it's like to be in park, reverse, or neutral, right? I think right now I could say I'm in reverse. I'm backing up in order to get into neutral and to kind of assess things and then get back into drive. You know, you may look back at situations and think you're going to miss something when it's gone. But honey, I ain't turning into a pillar of salt. My eyes are focused ahead. I'm dream driving, vroom, vroom, right? There's so much to look forward to. You know, stay tuned. And if you have questions, feel free to hit me up as well. Like, listen, I love talking. Message me, but message me with purpose, right? As we go back to episode 171, know how to approach somebody when you're trying to network or build relationships. So maybe you guys can go back and listen to episode 171 and then figure out, you know, what's the best way to approach Rana based upon what, you know, I've mentioned on this show. So yeah, let's go. You know, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, I know it's a short one, but share it with a friend. I hope it inspires somebody. I hope that if you're on the platform, you don't know which way to go, just always, you know, list pros and cons. I had to make a pros and cons list, but at the end of the day, I really listened to my heart and I thought about what the future goal was and if this step would help take me, you know, realistically forward to where I want to go. And now there are some people who say, you know, you should never quit a job until you have another one. But you know what? Dreams and drive will always be the job that I know that will always lead me to where I need to be. The biggest thing that I've learned, and one thing I want you guys to take away from this episode is at the end of the day, I'm sharing my story. You have heard 170 other stories if you listen to every episode, right? My story is not your story. Their journey is not your journey. You have the power to create based upon what you want to create. You can only take the stories you hear and use them as inspiration to yours. So I'm going to leave it at that. Please, if you enjoyed this, share it with a friend. Make sure you're following us on social. We are Dreams and Drive across the board. You can also use the hashtag Dreams and Drive. I love it when you guys are, you know, also leaving us reviews on Apple Podcasts. So if you haven't left a review, this is a great time to do so. If you are not subscribed to Dreams and Drive wherever you're listening, please, please, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I haven't said this in a while, but remember, we also have a Dream Driver Mastermind group on Facebook. You can join by going to dreamsanddrive.com/Facebook or just search Dream Driver Mastermind the next time you're logged on. And if you want to get our weekly newsletter, The Keys, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/join. Keep dreaming, keep driving. Our next episode is going to be with Chris Morrow, who's the co-founder and CEO of Loudspeakers Network. All right. I'm editing it now, actually, and I mentioned that I transitioned from my full-time job, and I'm like, oh, I can't have this in the episode, and you guys don't even know yet. All right. Keep dreaming, keep driving, and we'll chat again soon. Bye, guys.